underway. This is the fight that everybody wanted to see. The whole world was talking about it, and we put on a great show. Like I said before, you know, this meant everything to me. I wanted to give honor to God for blessing me to be here, to be able to perform in front of each and every one of y'all. And that's pretty much it. I wanted to thank.
Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Gracias a todos por estar aquí. Como siempre, bien preparado, con mucho entusiasmo, contento de poder presentar esta pelea entre dos mexicanos, la primera vez en la historia, peleando los 4 títulos. Contento por eso, que estamos a unos días. Obviamente él viene a ganar, yo vengo a ganar. Eso quiere decir que va a ser una gran pelea, ¿no?
What if I told you the biggest fight in boxing history is about to happen? A showdown so massive, so unprecedented, that it could redefine the sport for generations. Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, 2 undisputed champions, 2 of the most dominant fighters of their era, and 2 men with everything to lose, are set to collide in what is being called the $750 million mega fight.
Excellency Turki alalshikh has said he wants to see Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. What is your honest thoughts on that as an opportunity and a potential fight?
Oh, it's always is a chance there, right? We'll see, but always is a chance there, and we're here to make the best deals and always a chance.
This isn't just another high-stakes bout. This is legacy, pride, and history on the line. For years, fans and analysts debated whether this fight could ever happen. The weight difference, promotional roadblocks, and financial negotiations all seemed like insurmountable obstacles. But now, the deal is reportedly done, and the world is bracing for a clash that could rival, or even surpass, the likes of Mayweather vs Pacquiao and Mayweather vs McGregor, both financially and in pure boxing significance. But with this much hype comes controversy. Can Crawford, a natural welterweight, step up to Canelo's division and dethrone the Mexican superstar? Is this a true battle of skill, or is it a business-driven spectacle? And most importantly, who actually has the edge? Let's break it all down.
What's up, fight fans? Some breaking news. This guy, Julius Julianis, who's an ESPN Knockouts reporter, is reporting that the fight isn't only about to be announced, but the contracts are signed between none other than Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford.
Boxing has seen some truly massive events over the years, but only a handful have reached the level of global anticipation that Mayweather vs Pacquiao did in 2015. That fight shattered pay-per-view records, generating over $600 million in revenue, with a staggering 4.6 million PPV buys. It was considered the richest fight in boxing history until now. The Canelo vs Crawford megafight is already being projected to generate upwards of $750 million, which could break every financial record in the sport. This staggering figure isn't just speculation. Canelo Alvarez is the biggest star in boxing, with an enormous following in Mexico and across Latin America. Crawford, despite being more low-key, has built a strong U.S. fan base and gained global recognition after his dominant wins over top fighters. Their combined star power guarantees massive worldwide interest. Major broadcasters and streaming platforms will battle for the rights to this fight, whether it lands on traditional pay-per-view, a streaming service, or a hybrid model. The competition for broadcasting rights alone could drive revenue to record levels. If the fight takes place in Las Vegas, as reports suggest, ticket prices will be astronomical. The MGM Grand or T-Mobile Arena could see some of the most expensive seats in boxing history.
I'm the face of boxing.
Crawford wanted a payday, but Crawford didn't do good at 54. When I talk to people, they all tell me you would have knocked him out at 68.
Well, he knows now. He experimented the 154 and he knows.
Sponsorship deals will also be at an all-time high, with brands eager to attach themselves to such a landmark event. This fight's financial potential is further amplified by the involvement of Saudi Arabia, which has rapidly become a major force in boxing's biggest fights. In recent years, Saudi Arabia has reshaped the boxing landscape. The country has hosted some of the most high-profile events, from Anthony Joshua vs Andy Ruiz to Tyson Fury vs Francis Ngannou. With the backing of the Saudi General Entertainment Authority, spearheaded by Turki alalshikh, the kingdom has injected unprecedented financial power into the sport. For Canelo vs Crawford, reports suggest that Saudi Arabia played a key role in negotiations, helping bridge financial gaps that may have otherwise stalled the fight. While the bout is set to take place in Las Vegas, Saudi Arabia's influence behind the scenes is undeniable. This is part of a larger strategy. Saudi Arabia is aggressively positioning itself as the new hub for elite boxing matchups. The country has been willing to outbid traditional fight locations, offering record-breaking purses to fighters and ensuring that even the most difficult fights get made. With Saudi Arabia's backing, boxing is seeing a new era of money fights. Super fights that may have seemed impossible before are now becoming reality because the financial incentives are too great to ignore. Canelo vs Crawford could be the biggest example yet of how Saudi influence is reshaping the sport. Between the unparalleled skill matchup, the historic financial stakes, and the massive global interest, Canelo vs Crawford isn't just another fight. It's an event that could define boxing's modern era.
Right now, in your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can't put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as number one.
The anticipation is electric, the storylines are rich, and the questions surrounding this fight make it even more compelling. Could Crawford successfully move up in weight and shock the world? Will Canelo's experience and power prove too much? And could this truly be the fight that surpasses all others in boxing history? One thing is certain, this fight is going to be monumental. Few fighters in modern boxing command the level of respect that Saul Canelo Alvarez does. Born in Guadalajara, Mexico, Canelo has been a force in the sport since turning professional at just 15 years old. Over the past 2 decades, he has carved out a legacy that places him among the all-time greats, dominating multiple weight classes and proving time and again why he is one of the most feared fighters in the ring. Canelo's fighting style is a blend of precision power punching, high-level defense, and elite counterpunching. Unlike many knockout artists who rely solely on brute force, Canelo is an exceptionally intelligent fighter. His head movement is some of the best in the sport, allowing him to slip punches and stay in range to land devastating counterattacks. One of his most defining attributes is his body punching ability, arguably the best in boxing today. His left hook to the liver has ended fights against elite competition, breaking opponents down systematically. He doesn't just aim for quick knockouts. He methodically dismantles his rivals, round by round, until they either fold under the pressure or get caught with a fight-ending shot.
Top 5 fighters right now in boxing. That's your top 5 right now in boxing, not your that top 5 in boxing right now. Right now.
Champions or just anybody?
Top 5 right
Anybody.
now.
Shakur number 1, hands down. Tank, he up there. Canelo, Inoue, Tyson Fury.
Damn. That's now beforehand. Back, you know, the back.
Canelo's ability to move up in weight and defeat naturally bigger fighters is a testament to his extraordinary skills. Originally starting at super welterweight, 154 pounds, he has since conquered weight classes up to light heavyweight, 175 pounds, facing and defeating some of the best in the world. Sergey Kovalev, light heavyweight, 2019. Canelo stepped up to 175 pounds to challenge Kovalev, a dangerous knockout artist known for his powerful jab and long reach. Despite the size disadvantage, Canelo knocked Kovalev out cold in the 11th round, showing that his power carried up even against larger men. Callum Smith, super middleweight, 2020. Smith, a towering 6 feet 3 inches fighter with an 8-inch reach advantage over Canelo, was expected to pose a serious threat. Instead, Canelo dominated every round, neutralizing Smith's jab and battering him with body shots. Caleb Plant, super middleweight, 2021. Plant was an undefeated champion with slick movement and a solid defense. Canelo systematically broke him down, stopping him in the 11th round to become the undisputed super middleweight champion. His ability to handle bigger, stronger opponents comes from his ability to close distance, slip punches, and land precision counters. Despite often being the smaller man, he controls fights with footwork, upper body movement, and sheer power.
Canelo needs to understand he's a different fighter now. The deterioration is there. He's not the same guy. He's not that destroyer who's looking for knockouts early and keeps a pace and a pressure on you. He throws 30 punches around. You're not the same guy. So telling everyone you're going to knock them out and then going into, 6 decisions in a row now? scores a knockdown every time. The power's still there. The problem is the pace and the ability to carry on and push. That's the real difference, and that comes with age. He's 34 going on 45 at this, as far as I'm concerned. He's got a ton of fights, been around for a long time, doesn't have that same desire, the same drive to take the chances against these younger, bigger guys, because he is fighting younger, bigger guys.
If Canelo is known for his power and pressure, Terence "Bud" Crawford is known for his unparalleled adaptability and technical brilliance. Hailing from Omaha, Nebraska, Crawford is one of the most naturally gifted boxers of his generation. His resume speaks for itself. An undefeated record, undisputed championships, and a reputation for making elite opponents look ordinary. Crawford's most unique asset is his ability to switch hit, seamlessly transitioning between an orthodox and southpaw stance mid-fight. This makes him one of the most unpredictable fighters in boxing. Most boxers are either left-handed southpaw or right-handed orthodox, and trained to fight in a specific stance their entire careers.
Be great. That'll be 3 times. If you go 154 and win the belt, that's 3 times super. Then I said, chase super greatness. Come on, Canelo, 160.
Well, if he can get in there with Charlo in like his next 2 fights, where he's still got age on his side, then maybe go up again. Like if he's trying to chase the greatness. But I mean, he already done something that's never been done. Charlo don't want none of that smoke.
Crawford, however, is equally effective in both, making him extremely difficult to prepare for. Unlike many fighters who rely on a specific strength such as power, speed, or defense, Crawford is a complete fighter. He adapts to his opponents in real time, analyzing their tendencies and making adjustments mid-fight. Some key examples of his adaptability. Against Shawn Porter 2021, Porter's aggressive, relentless pressure troubled many top fighters. Early in the fight, Crawford tested different strategies, allowing Porter to push forward before adjusting in the later rounds. When the time was right, he switched to southpaw and delivered a brutal knockout, proving his ability to adjust mid-fight. Against Errol Spence Jr. 2023, Spence was considered one of the best welterweights in the world, but Crawford dominated him from start to finish, knocking him down multiple times and forcing a stoppage. Spence was a bigger fighter with a relentless style, yet Crawford's timing, precision, and counterpunching completely neutralized him. Against Victor Postol 2016, Postol was an undefeated, highly technical fighter with an excellent jab. Crawford neutralized Postol's jab by switching stances, using movement to force Postol into uncomfortable positions, and won a lopsided decision. Crawford has never tasted defeat, and his ability to adjust, counter, and outthink his opponents is why. While many elite fighters have been in close fights or controversial decisions, Crawford has dominated nearly every fight he's been in. His knockout ratio is also exceptionally high, showing that he carries real power despite being known for his finesse. He has held world titles in 4 different weight classes: 135, 140, 147, and now 154 pounds. A testament to his ability to compete at the highest level regardless of weight.
He fought Canelo, and he was like standing right in front of Canelo, and Canelo's just whiffing. It was a life lesson. And then you look at how good Canelo's head movement got after that fight when he realized it. I mean, my God, when he fought Danny Jacobs, and Canelo's just standing right in front of him, bobbing. That's all what he learned from fighting Floyd.
Key question for this fight is, can he bring that same level of success against an even bigger, stronger opponent in Canelo? Canelo and Crawford represent 2 of the most distinct yet effective fighting styles in boxing today. Canelo is the aggressive counterpuncher. He applies calculated pressure, looking for openings to land his devastating power shots. Crawford is the master tactician. He studies opponents, adjusts his style, and finds weaknesses to exploit over the course of a fight. This isn't just a fight between 2 great boxers. It's a chess match between power versus precision, size versus speed, experience versus versatility. Who will prevail? The relentless power of Canelo Alvarez, or the unmatched adaptability of Terence Crawford?
Terence Crawford, I see he wants to fight. He's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
Everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better. No, Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He's a good fighter, but you know, like I say, he's weight classes for a reason. I'm focused 100% on Berlanga, and you never know what happened.
Yeah.
This fight isn't just a battle for belts; it's a battle for greatness. The upcoming Canelo Alvarez vs Terence Crawford bout is not just a clash of boxing titans. It's shaping up to be one of the biggest financial spectacles in sports history, with the potential to generate $750 million. This fight is poised to become a groundbreaking event in the boxing world, not only because of the immense talent of the two fighters, but also due to the massive revenue streams that will be coming from multiple sources. From pay-per-view, PPV sales to ticket sales, sponsorships, and broadcasting rights. The money flowing into this event will be staggering. And the big question is, will this mega fight surpass the revenue of previous record-breaking bouts like Mayweather vs Pacquiao and Mayweather vs McGregor? One of the primary sources of revenue for this fight will be the PPV sales, a major contributor to the financial success of any high-profile boxing event.
Canelo is beating these guys with all 5 layers of defense. Number 1, feet. Number 2, elbows, hands, shoulders, and the mind. This is exactly how both of those guys got to the highest level of boxing supremacy. Canelo Alvarez means to the Mexican fans what Floyd Money Mayweather meant for black people. 50 wins in boxing, no losses, no draws.
When it comes to PPV, the numbers are eye-popping, with expectations that the fight will break records in terms of both domestic and international buys. Both Canelo and Crawford have massive global fan bases, which will ensure a wide-reaching demand for the event. The Mayweather vs Pacquiao fight, often considered the gold standard for PPV revenue, generated around $400 million in PPV buys alone. Mayweather vs McGregor wasn't far behind, raking in approximately $600 million. This time, however, the stakes are higher. The $750 million projection for Canelo vs Crawford has the potential to eclipse those past record-breaking figures.
Look up the definition of boxing. Please, please, look up the definition of boxing. The martial arts of boxing, and then come back with your opinion.
Both fighters are at the peak of their careers, and their unique styles create a massive buzz. Fans of both the Mexican and American boxing communities are eagerly awaiting this fight, and the allure of a cross-division showdown with historical significance has only amplified interest. Canelo's fame in Mexico and the Spanish-speaking world is unparalleled, while Crawford's popularity in the U.S. and internationally continues to rise. With their combined reach, this fight has the potential to break records in markets outside of the typical boxing strongholds. This fight is more than just about who's the best fighter. It's a story of legacy versus versatility, power versus speed, and a national rivalry that will drive massive fan engagement.
Because boxing is not all about knocking somebody out. Yes, that's part of it. That can happen, but boxing is a sport where you can outpoint somebody too. That's why they go to the scorecard.
People will be willing to pay top dollar to see who will emerge victorious. The anticipated PPV price will likely be around $79.99 in the US, with prices potentially increasing for premium packages or special viewing events. The revenue from domestic and international PPV buys could account for up to half of the projected total revenue, potentially exceeding $300 million, depending on the final buy rates. Another major revenue stream will come from ticket sales. The fight will likely be held at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, one of the premier boxing venues in the world. Known for hosting megafights, Las Vegas is the go-to destination for boxing fans, and the location alone will drive ticket demand through the roof. Given that the T-Mobile Arena can hold up to 20,000 fans, ticket prices for this fight are expected to be astronomical. Premium seats in the ringside sections could fetch upwards of $50,000 per ticket, while regular seats will likely start at $1,000 and go up from there. When you factor in the anticipated sellout crowd, ticket sales could easily add $30 million to $50 million to the overall revenue.
I appreciate that take, bro. That's real educated, man, real thoughtful. But, you know, you ain't had a decision win in a long time, bro. You know, you known for, like, being a great finisher. So I appreciate that. But that ain't how you moving, though.
Right.
Follow for more.
In addition to individual ticket sales, there will be exclusive VIP packages for high net worth individuals, celebrities, and corporate sponsors. These packages typically include everything from luxury suites and private meet and greets with the fighters to premium hospitality experiences. These exclusive deals could push ticket revenue even further, contributing an additional $10 million or more. With a $750 million event on the horizon, the sponsorship opportunities for this mega fight are enormous. In recent years, major companies from all industries have jumped on board to sponsor top-tier boxing events, and this fight will be no different. As boxing continues to evolve, sponsorships are becoming an increasingly important revenue source. From sports drink companies to luxury brands, businesses are eager to associate their name with an event of this magnitude, where the visibility will be sky high.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. Big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford with nobody else. You got to show me that you can beat him.
These sponsors are expected to include brands like Hennessy, Under Armour, Budweiser, and possibly even automobile giants or tech companies like Apple or Amazon, all of which have shown interest in tapping into the boxing market. These brands are willing to pay large sums for advertising spots, exclusive rights, and custom activation programs that will ensure their name is associated with this historic moment. The global reach of Canelo and Crawford means that international brands will also be involved, particularly in markets such as Mexico, the US, and parts of Europe and Asia. With sponsorship deals for major sporting events often valued in the tens of millions of dollars, it's expected that the sponsorship revenue for this fight could exceed $100 million. Another significant financial aspect of the fight will be the competition between global broadcasting networks for exclusive broadcasting rights. Networks like ESPN, DAZN, and Showtime will be fighting tooth and nail for the right to air the fight, and their offers will drive the broadcasting rights fees through the roof.
Just a few weeks ago, you heard what Terence "Bud" Crawford had to say on why he wants to take on Saul Canelo Alvarez.
I just want the opportunity, to fight the best fighter in my generation that's out there. He's the most accomplished fighter, and I would just,
In fact, broadcasting rights alone could generate $100 million or more for the event. This bidding war is driven by the immense global demand to watch Canelo versus Crawford, and broadcasters understand the value of this fight for increasing subscriber numbers and attracting premium advertisers. Whether it's pay-per-view broadcasts in the US or live streaming rights in Mexico, Europe, or Asia, this fight will generate huge revenue from international markets. Moreover, exclusive networks might tie in digital packages, streaming rights, and on-demand viewing, which can further increase the fight's global footprint and revenue potential. With the rise of streaming services and international partnerships, the broadcasting rights for this fight could outpace even the Mayweather vs Pacquiao deal in terms of digital revenue. Given all these lucrative revenue streams, PPV sales, ticket sales, sponsorships, and broadcasting rights,
just like to, fight another great.
Which is a very noble reason. I mean, it's a reason that I can get behind. If you notice, his primary reason isn't money. He did say it'll be the biggest fight, which, you do want a big fight, but I don't think he meant monetarily, which the money comes, okay? But what he's saying is he want to test himself versus the best. And I think he's telling the truth here, right? Of course you want big money and stuff like that, but I think his swan song is just him testing himself up against the very best. Those are the reasons the war room can get.
The financial magnitude of this fight is staggering. The expectation is that Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford will set new records for boxing revenue, eclipsing the previous Mayweather-Pacquiao and Mayweather-McGregor bouts. What makes this fight potentially bigger isn't just the talent of the fighters, but the convergence of multiple factors. The rise of Saudi Arabia's involvement in boxing, global brand partnerships, international PPV sales, and the sheer global appeal of the fighters. If everything aligns, the $750 million target could become a reality, making this not just a fight for boxing history, but a true monumental event in the world of sports. As we've explored, the Canelo Alvarez vs Terence Crawford showdown is shaping up to be something far beyond the usual fight. It's a $750 million spectacle, a collision of two unbeaten titans in the boxing world, and a monumental event that could set new financial records. But with all the hype, controversy, and sky-high expectations, one lingering question remains. Is this truly the biggest fight of the decade? Or is it simply another overhyped showdown destined to disappoint? When you look at the incredible legacy of Canelo Alvarez, his reign across multiple divisions, and the genius of Terence Crawford, a fighter capable of adapting to any style with precision and skill, it's hard not to feel that something extraordinary is on the horizon. Throw in the Saudi Arabian influence, the massive PPV projections, and the global impact this fight is likely to have. And it's clear that this fight is no ordinary matchup. This is boxing at its highest stakes, and it's a fight that could leave an indelible mark on the sport's history. But here's the catch. With all the hype and the astronomical financial expectations, there's always that fear that it could fall short. The fight industry has seen its share of overhyped events, where the reality didn't quite live up to the buzz. From underdog surprises to unexpected upsets, history has shown us that things don't always go as planned in the boxing ring. So, the real question is, will Canelo and Crawford deliver? Or will this just become another hype train that fizzles out once the bell rings? Now, it's your turn to weigh in. What do you think? Are you convinced that this will be the fight to define the decade? Or is the hype clouding the truth of what might unfold in the ring? Leave your thoughts, predictions, and hot takes in the comments below. Let's get the discussion going, because one thing's for sure, no matter what happens, this is a fight that will be talked about for years to come. Don't forget to like this video, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss out on more updates as the countdown to this historic fight continues. Let's see if we're about to witness a new chapter in boxing history, or just another overhyped showdown that didn't live up to the legend.